Howdy, and welcome back to the podcast. We are blessed with the beautiful Mr. Tyas today. Hello, Mr. Tyas.
Hello. I'm a halo of whiteness. Look at this. It's just a blob of I'm the guy that every emoji is made to look like.
Is that you?
Yeah. Smiley face emoji.
What about the crying
winky emoji? I got that.
There you go. There you go. What other emojis are there?
I don't know. That's all the ones that matter.
That is all the ones that matter.
Yeah.
It's been a while since we've talked.
It has been a while. Things have changed.
Things have
lots
changed.
Lots has happened. My abs hurt.
We did a lot of abs the other day. Mm-hmm. We just don't normally do a lot, like directly, like crunches and stuff like that.
Indirect abdominals.
Correct. Versus the couple days ago that it was direct abdominals.
Right before we did this, I pulled up not a very old, but a podcast that I was on before working with you, and wow, did I look terrible.
You looked like a nice. You didn't have a chin. I
looked awful, and it's interesting. It's interesting to have the before and afters, but like that was a big noticeable like whoa.
It's pretty wild.
Yeah.
At what point did you record that podcast? How long ago was that? Do you know?
I don't know. I can look up the exact date though.
I would like to see.
I mean, obviously this place existed, so it's not that old. It's a year and a half at most.
You looked bad.
I did look bad.
How much did you weigh?
All I know is at my highest I weighed 220, and right now I weigh at about 185. But I also think that there's a difference within body composition, obviously there. So
it's nice when you're on testosterone as well.
Yeah, testosterone readings off the charts. So
yeah,
I'm pausing it right now because they're too high.
They are very high.
Yeah.
But it also helps with the recovery process, the building of tissue, all that good stuff. But also it's been a wild ride since we've started from just like working out normally to like, holy shit, what's going on with my life? And then now I think more in a place of just regular living.
Yes. For those that don't know, testosterone levels are supposed to be like 300 to maybe around 700 at the high end. And, I was below 250, so I started supplementing testosterone replacement therapy. It's a long time ago. And I've been doing it for a very, very long time. My last blood work was well over 2,000, which is, it makes your blood coagulate slightly more. You have a higher risk of stroke. Blood clots are higher risk of creating estrogen in your system so you can get man boobs. All kinds of fun stuff.
Are you donating blood?
I've been donating blood since I've been doing testosterone replacement therapy.
What about in the last like couple months?
Yeah, I'm regular.
Okay.
Every 8 weeks, every 2 months, which is what the blood bank will do. If the doctor says so, they'll let you donate more often because my body reproduces it so fast. But I think the doctor has to sign off on that. But apparently, blood banks really like people that are on TRT, testosterone replacement therapy, because they have to donate blood on a regular basis. So they're like, it's a win for this person. They're getting like medical treatment. It's a win for our people that need blood that is full of juice.
Lots of juice.
Yeah.
You and those acronyms.
I try not to.
I know, but I love them.
I hate them.
I love them so much. I know they're not supposed to, but I do really enjoy them.
Like, TRT, testosterone replacement therapy. Elon Musk did a whole thing where he said like, don't use initialisms or acronyms. Do you know the difference?
Initialisms or no, I don't.
So TRT is an initialism, while SCUBA or laser is an acronym. So if it turns into a word, then it's an acronym.
I did not know that.
Yeah,
he's gonna make $1 trillion here soon.
Elon Musk?
Yeah,
doing what?
Tesla's giving him a payment package of $1 trillion. We'll see if it happens.
It's weird because he doesn't seem to care about money.
But he's making the decision on that. So I mean, he does, but doesn't.
Yeah, it's just that like he's put his wealth up for grabs so many times. Like I've got some rich friends, and they like start capping out at about $10 million because it takes a lot of work to get there. And then they're like, I could try and make more, but in the process of making more, I put what I have at risk. And so like the super rich people, they don't seem to do that. They're like Jeff Bezos when creating Amazon, like. Every time he made money, they reinvested it right back into Amazon, like over and over and over again. And like that's how it became gigantic, was by continually putting it on. It's like going to a casino and putting it on black. And like most people would stop if you win 5 times in a row, but there's a few freaks that'll be like, we're doing it forever. And then you only notice the outliers who have won almost all the time. But yeah, anyways, but Elon Musk said, like, don't use initialisms or acronyms because you have to explain them after you use them. So they're banned in his companies.
Very nice.
Yeah.
What are the biggest differences you've felt over the last several months? The biggest changes.
Biggest changes. So I had a scare with my blood glucose, my sugar in my blood. Right after that happened, I lost my vision, basically, which was terrifying. I don't know if I talked about that on this show.
We have not talked since a very long time, so no.
Okay. So I didn't like lose my vision. I could see, but everything was a blur. So I could make you out, but you were blurry. And it was really scary. And I basically switched to being on a meat only. I was just eating steak only as a diet. And the blood sugar crashed because of it, because I had no carbs in my system whatsoever. And then everything kind of equalized out, but I lost a ton of weight during that time frame. I feel a lot stronger. I feel a lot more vascular, and I feel good. But my last blood work, my testosterone was super high, so I've been off of that for 2 weeks, and that has dropped my energy levels significantly. So
how do you feel? Like, what does it feel like to be on and then be off, especially at such a high level? Like, I know it's just fatigue, but I hear that it's usually just fatigue, but what is it? Is it just like I worked out a lot or I didn't get good sleep and I'm tired?
Yeah. And it's that, but it's that in contrast to the fact that like I could feel great even if I didn't get good sleep. Like when it was really high, I just felt great. And I felt like I wanted to go out and do hard things, you know, whether that was like lifting weights or adjusting a thing in a business or whatnot. The truth is, at the very highest range, I was getting a little grouchy. The aggression had gotten to a point, and I'm not particularly high on the aggressive levels. So that was uncommon for me and it felt weird. But I don't have a lot of like the standard. They talk about like it's going to make somebody angry and they'll end up fighting people. And it's like that. I've never experienced that. It's going to screw up your skin. Never experienced that. You'll lose all your hair. Late to the party. So all of that stuff never occurred. But like coming off of it, you're just tired. You want to lay on the couch all day and watch Netflix and like eat junk because you don't have the motivation to get into the kitchen and cook, or you just don't want to do anything.
I kind of want to be on testosterone.
Oh, it's great.
It sounds like a good time.
It's great, but it's the drawback to it is that it's a full time, like it's the rest of your life. Like it is not a commitment that you can be like, I'm going to do it this week, and then next week I'll be fine. It's like, nope, you started, your body's going to stop producing it. Now you have to do this forever. So if you're, I don't know what your range is, but like if you're still producing
I'm fine.
Then don't do it. Don't do it. Even though it feels great.
That's such a hard thing to do. I mean, cocaine's amazing. You're going to love it, but also don't do it.
That's the lie that they tell you in school where they're like, drugs are bad. When the truth is, drugs are so good that you won't do anything else.
You lose your house over some drugs.
That's what they should tell you, because that's scarier. That's way scarier. It's like, no. Imagine heaven all the time and you know about it and it's there and you can access it and you're not allowed to. That's scary.
That is scary.
And so, yeah. But I don't know. Testosterone has its drawbacks. I haven't had a whole lot of drawbacks to it. I've had some spikes in estrogen. Your body likes to regulate estrogen to testosterone. So if your testosterone gets high, your estrogen jumps up. And when my estrogen is high, my brain gets very excited and wants to think about different thoughts and jumps from place to place. My doctor says that's what it's like to be a woman, which I'm so sorry, ladies. That's fucking rough.
It's got to be terrible.
If that's really what it is, like I understand anxiety. I don't normally suffer from anxiety, but like they can see what that's like.
Yeah, it's not fun.
Yeah. So anyway, so that's kind of the physical changes that have been happening. I'm happy with. I feel good. I like the way I look right now. Technically, I'm still like 25% body fat, which is still like.
I don't believe it.
I mean, I'm using a very inaccurate scale that sends electricity through my body.
Bioelectrical impedances are the worst things in the world.
Yeah, we could do like calipers or a bod pod or something, or a DEXA if I want to get crazy.
DEXA, yeah, like $100 for a DEXA. I saw just the other day because this athlete that's coming in later today is going to get a VO2. I think he's going to get all three of the things done. It was like $100.
DEXA and VO2?
No, that's like $500 because he's getting DEXA, VO2, and REE.
What's REE?
Resting energy. Oh, good idea. I cannot know
Initialisms.
No initialisms. A resting energy expenditure. So they set you down in this this bed, and then they put this huge mask over you that kind of looks like a dome, and then you breathe for I think usually like 30 minutes to an hour, and then they can measure the weight of your breath, and then depending on the weight of your breath, they can tell you exactly like how much percentage of carbs you're burning versus how much fat you're burning, and then the total calorie expenditure for that time.
So it's a VO2 max, but it's done at rest, kind of. Like as VO2 is going to tell you like your expenditures of energy use, like this is doing that kind of, but like at the low end.
Yeah.
So you can probably like figure out your resting metabolism really, really well to figure out how many calories you're allowed to eat based off of that.
Energy expenditure, exactly. Yeah. So it gives you your baseline. So then you can figure out rather than like there's a formula you can do it. It's pretty accurate, not gonna lie. Now there's differences between like if you have higher fat mass versus free mass or muscle mass, and so if the more free muscle mass that I have, then the higher my RE could be. So then the calculator that they use isn't nearly as accurate. But generally speaking, the calculator is fine. But if you are just really interested in getting to the number, then an RE is a good option.
So in our workouts, I've been learning more about how you have this muscle, but sometimes your nervous system won't access all of it until you kind of train it to access all that stuff. Yeah. So let's say you've got a bunch of muscle, but you're not particularly great at accessing all of it. Would that decrease your resting energy levels?
My initial thought is no, because my initial thought is no. And because I don't know why, to be honest with you, my thought is contractile force is different than me sitting down and burning energy. Because as I'm sitting here, I'm burning a lot of calories, which is why muscle is expensive. The more muscle I have, the more expensive it is. It doesn't necessarily matter how efficient they are under load. It's just the fact that I have it, that it's expensive.
So it's just it consumes no matter what. So. Okay.
Yeah. And it's going to get burned faster than anything else. Yeah. It goes through anything faster.
Okay. I'd like to learn more about the brown fat stuff, speaking of like burning energy faster.
Brown fat. Tell me what.
Apparently, if you do cold plunges in the morning, you create more of this stuff called brown fat, which apparently your body uses it to burn more fat. I'm not entirely sure, which is why I need to learn more about it.
Brown fat. What you should know. Let's see. This is healthline.com and it's not loading, but that's okay. Yeah, I don't know. I don't even know if I've ever heard of brown fat outside of like brown butter, and I like brown butter.
What's brown butter?
It's where you cook the butter and make it brown.
Wouldn't it melt?
Almost burned. Well, yeah, it goes from yellow, I guess, to...
This checks out.
to liquid, and then from the liquid stage, apparently it just transfers over into like a brown butter. I don't know much about it, but it just tastes better.
Okay.
Yeah, I've made it a couple times. I don't know why it's a thing. Brown fat is a healthy type of fat that is actually darker in color. Once thought to only exist in babies, researchers now believe adults have it too. Brown fat has energy that might be harnessed for better health. Surprised to learn that fat in your body is made up of different colors. Blah, blah, blah. Each kind of fat, whatever. Brown fat, BAT, stores energy in a smaller space than white fat. It's packed with iron-rich mitochondria, which is how it gets its color. When brown fat burns, it creates heat without shivering. Does it normally shiver?
I don't know.
This process is called thermogenesis. During this process, the brown fat also burns calories.
So from what I understand, like cold plunging, I don't understand a lot, but cold plunging apparently increases brown fat, and brown fat likes to burn more calories.
That's kind of cool. I didn't know that. Yeah. So then everybody should be in the cold plunge more.
Yeah. I mean, for different reasons.
Correct.
But yeah.
Yeah. Have you been doing more? Have you been consistent with your cold plunges?
Yes. I mean, it's right next to my bed. So it's hard not to.
Yeah. So
cold plunge morning, sauna at night.
It's the best way to do it.
Yeah.
What are the biggest benefits or things that what are the things that you've enjoyed the most in the gym? What are the things that you've enjoyed the least in the gym?
In the gym? The cold plunge is not in the gym.
No, it's not. Sorry.
No, it's okay. Things that I'm enjoying the most. It's very silly, but like we've made a noteworthy increase in the quantity of pull-ups, and while I think we've probably made a noteworthy increase in squats and deadlift and bench and all of that. But it's just really easy to go, oh, I could do 9, now I can do 10. So that's a very easy marked difference. I like that. I think one of the biggest things has been the psychology of feeling comfortable doing things that I wasn't necessarily comfortable with before. And specifically like squats and bench press. I'm still not necessarily super comfortable on deadlifts. But yeah, like I'll now like check myself before doing a bench press. And I'm like, okay, where's this supposed to be? Where's this supposed to be? And there's kind of like this scanning down the body of like, there's spots for all of these pieces to be. And it's also really counterintuitive. Like I didn't know how much gets activated in one lift. While like I used to think, okay, bench press is about working out your chest. And then it's like, well, then if it's working out your chest, how could it possibly work out your back? And there's a very real answer to that. And it's just, and then there's legs involved and like, there's all this stuff going on. And so like, it's been neat to kind of like evolve in that capacity where previously I would just push a bar in front of me. And I probably do that for other exercises, but that has increased my confidence within those lifts, and I like that a lot. So that's been nice. What are some other things that I've enjoyed? The very first workout we had, I almost passed out. I felt like I almost was going to pass out.
Yeah, that was
haven't
cool.
experienced that. I've experienced low, hypoglycemic?
Hypoglycemia.
Experienced some hypoglycemia, but not to that extent as that first one. And we weren't even doing anything hard. We were doing something that now would be considered really, really sad.
A warm up. It would be considered a warm up.
Maybe a warm up. Like we were doing half distance on a freaking sled push. It was like nothing.
Yeah.
But it took me out.
It did.
So it's nice to see that progress too.
You yawn more.
Yeah, that's a weird thing. We've learned that my body tells us that we don't have enough oxygen by yawning. So if I get tired, I start yawning. But it's not like I'm tired. It's like my body's trying to get oxygen in, and that's how it responds.
It's a really fun thing that you do. As soon as you start to do it, it's like, hey, breathe. I like that. It's a fun cue to just recognize.
Yeah, it's a weird one.
Things that you hate?
Do you have weird cues like that?
Good question.
Do anything that like your body does that you don't see other people doing a lot, but like you know what it means to you?
I burp a lot. I have a heart murmur, and so sometimes I'll get like super nauseous if I do a lot of cardio stuff. And I don't know if those are associated, but it only happens when I'm doing cardio stuff. And so my assumption is that there's something there with my heart and the way that the blood is pumping, but I don't know entirely, but that's usually my cue that like I'm pushing really, really hard. I just get all of a sudden nauseous. I'll gag. I won't throw up, but I will get close. Or if it's me out of shape, I don't know. Like it's a hard thing for me to like, am I out of shape and I'm just like pushing really hard and so I'm going to throw up? Or am I reaching a VO2 output that's just like, or am I reaching close to my VO2 max that it's like, this is a little too much for my heart to take. I'm not sure. Yeah.
To answer your question on what I don't like, I am not very happy with my endurance or my stamina. When we start doing like circuits and stuff, I fade fast. I don't like that. I'm also kind of, I used to be really fast at learning complex movements, and we've been playing with like kipping for a while. And I guess I'm just used to, from my past, I'm used to picking up a complex movement really quickly, and I'm not picking that up very fast. So that's frustrating.
Huh. Why? Why do you think?
Why do I think that I'm not picking it up quickly?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think like my background in like martial arts and gymnastics and stuff has always made me have like a level of spatial awareness, and also I have like a dance background, so like I kind of knew my position in space. And all of those seem like they would line up with that kipping movement, but just doesn't feel right.
Mm.
And also, I don't see a whole lot of benefit to it besides the idea of like, now I can do a kipping thing, which, you know, doesn't seem to help me on my taxes.
Yeah, definitely not.
Yeah.
It's a skill, and if it's on the menu, my mentality is a little bit like you have access to all the things. Now, do you have to ever use it? No. Can you just do a strict pull up? Yes. Are you ever going to compete and need to be really fast? Probably never. But if you just are like at the gym with some friends and you're just like, all right, so you can do more pull-ups faster, and just like, all right, I have access to a kip, right? Like, it's always there. It's a skill that you learn that I don't think really goes away. That's what I find is attractive. You can always do a clean and jerk. You can always do a snatch. They might not look as pretty as when you practice them all the time, but you still understand the way it's supposed to look, and I think that it provides a lot of confidence to somebody.
Yeah. But anyways, that one doesn't come natural. But that's okay. Not everything comes natural.
Yeah.
But I think the endurance is probably the most frustrating part.
That's fair. We got to do more cardio stuff.
I mean, that's just what I just said I don't like. So,
But the only way to get good at it is by doing more of it, unfortunately.
Is that the only way? There's got to be a pill.
I mean,
is there a GLP-1 that does something for this?
I think that there is this thing with blood. I think it's called blood doping.
Blood doping or
E. It starts with an E. There's a famous one.
Oh my gosh, why don't I remember that? I should know that one. Blood doping, high altitude training, hyperbaric chambers, and
what's the drug?
It just increases your red blood cell count.
That's it's like
EPO.
EPO. There you go. Yeah, I knew it started with an E. You could take EPO.
No, I'm not gonna do that.
It'd be fun.
I think EPO can, especially like testosterone
and EPO,
like
a little deathly.
Yeah, that's bad thick blood.
Yeah,
levels.
Not ideal. What are some things that you look forward to in the future, if anything at all? What are some like new goals, if you have any?
I have a problem with goals, and my issue with goals is that by stating a goal, I think you are claiming that you're not happy with your present moment, and I'm trying to set myself up so that later in my life, I'll be happy with my present moment, even if I can't do anything. And so I'm trying to train my brain to be comfortable with maybe not having mobility, not having ability or capability, whatever. And so, yeah, so goals, just by stating them, I'm saying things could be better than they are now, which means I'm not grateful for how they are now. And I think it's better to live in a state of gratitude. Although there are people that have incredible goals that are working so hard all the time, and I have massive respect for that. But I don't know. I think philosophically, I'm not sure I align with it. You know what I think is more interesting to work on is how do you enjoy the process of whatever you're doing? So rather than, and we've talked about like focusing on output versus input, and if you're focused on like I need to do the dishes, and then all you're focusing on is the outcome of that. Like, I just want to have a clean sink, a clean kitchen. You'll probably get there. It's not that hard of a task to do, but you're probably not going to be present in the moment getting there. You're probably going to be thinking about other things while you're doing it. And if you're thinking about other things while you're doing the dishes, then you're also probably thinking about other things while you're watching a wonderful movie, while you're having an incredible conversation. Like, you're training yourself to not be in the present moment. And so instead, I think it's better to, rather than focus on I'm cleaning the kitchen, the output, focusing on the inputs of like, I'm going to clean this dish and stay present while I'm doing it the best of my ability possible. Not particularly fun, but you're setting yourself up for success for when you are in a state of fun. When you're on a roller coaster, you actually get to be in that moment because you've trained yourself to stay in that moment. So I think that's more, I'm more interested in that. I'm more interested in like, how do you work the process? How do you set yourself up in that state right, rather than only focusing on the outputs? Because I think everybody focuses on the outputs because the outputs are sexy, but I don't think they're particularly satisfying. We were talking earlier before we were recording about like, it doesn't matter. Like, if you're big, those people want to be skinny. If you're skinny, those people want to be like yoked. And like, even yoked people want to be more yoked. And we're as humans, we're not really good about being happy with what we are, which pushes us toward progress, but it also takes us away from being in the present moment and happy. And there used to be a TV show called Heroes. Did you ever see that show? Mm-hmm. That's superheroes. And there was a line in it, and it was like, do you want to have a happy life or a significant life? And I remember that being like, okay, because you can either like push, and you're going to die upset because you never hit your goal, or because the goal keeps moving away from you. Or you can be like happy in the present moment all the time. I think I might be opting more for the happy life.
What is the process that you're focusing on in your life right now?
Two things. One was the one I just said to you, the focusing on inputs rather than outputs. The other one is on failing at a really, really fast rate. I'm thinking right now that the speed of innovation is similar to the speed of inflation and money. And people think they can just save money and they'll be okay, when the truth is that money is losing value because it's inflation. Inflation's happening. Well, AI is taking away innovation. Like if you think just where you're at right now is good enough, it's not. You're on a treadmill that's going backwards. And you have to be moving at a faster rate. And the only way to innovate at a fast rate is to be willing to fail faster than everybody else. And so many people are looking for perfect. They're like, I want this to be really, really high quality. And I think that's the wrong approach right now. I think the approach needs to be, you need to go for maximum repetition, maximum rep. High failure is fine, as long as you don't stop moving forward. And if you're not innovating faster, the only way to innovate is to fail, because that's how you learn. And if you are not learning at a rate way faster than everybody else, then you are falling behind, because we have now gotten to the point where innovation's automated. And so I'm focusing a lot about that. I'm trying to stay ahead of the AI, which is a losing race. I'm going to lose that race, but I'll stay. It's weird because the distance between first and second and last place, like the last place characters are going to be way behind. Like the delta between all these places, it's like the first person who has general super intelligence is going to be maybe 10 years ahead of second place. And second place is going to be maybe 50 years ahead of third place. These deltas are going to be really, really big. So I want to try and be as far up in that as I can, in the same way that like I want to be farther up financially, even though I'm never going to hit Jeff Bezos money or Elon Musk money. But if I'm farther up here, the delta below that is nasty. And so I really want to avoid being in the low delta of it, the low tiers of it. So those are kind of the two things that I think I've been focusing on. From like the health and fitness stuff, like I need to work on my nutrition, and like there's like little stuff. But when we're talking about overall philosophy, which is what I'm more interested in, those are kind of the two big things I'm playing with right now.
I like it. I like it a lot. It's about 30 minutes. I said we'd only take you 30 minutes, and so I don't want to take more of your time. I appreciate it very much.
My pleasure.
Last question for you is, so what do you feel about Gaza?
So if I can hold off for 90 seconds, I don't have to answer this question. Is that right? I can filibuster.
You can filibuster.
I could avoid this situation.
You can filibuster all you want.
Yeah. We have a lot of people that come through this studio that have really strong opinions about Gaza, and on both sides, to be completely honest. And some of them have gotten in a lot of trouble. We had a live debate here where one of the viewers was so enraged by the debate that was taking place that they jumped in their car, came to the studio, and got on camera.
What the fuck?
Yeah. Do you know who Dan Bilzerian is?
Yeah.
Yeah. Dan Bilzerian was watching a live broadcast that we were doing here, a live debate. He was so frustrated by it that he reached out. Where is this being shot? Drove down here. He's been here before. He just didn't know what studio he was in. And came into the studio, grabbed the mic, and decided to give his piece. So
that's fun.
Oh, insane. It's
a little bit insane.
Yeah. So anyways, there's a lot of
seconds.
There's a lot of fiery people on both sides of that. I think what all sides can agree on is that like war is obviously terrible. Lives are being lost. Lives are being lost on both sides. But certainly on one side more than another.
What side?
Well, that's complex. So, look, in order to answer that question to its absolute fullest extent and appropriately, time's up.
Hey, thank you very much. I appreciate it. All right. Love y'all. Bye.